Hi and welcome. Hi and welcome, everyone, chart artist. Great to have you here. Hope you all had a nice day trading today. Some awesome gains again in the bag. Hope you all had a good week. It is Friday today. Everyone looking forward to the weekend. Let me put myself on here. Right, there we go. Everyone can see me. There's my charts. Hopefully we won't have any technical issues today. I am getting slowly but surely, I'm getting used to the software. So for now, all good. Let me know if you guys can hear me, if it's all good, anything bugging you. It looks like we're all rocking and rolling at the moment. Right. What an awesome week. It really has been an awesome week. What I want to do today is I really want to spend some time going through if I can, through each and every single comment, through each and every single question. So today I want to make it about the community. I'm going to try and put my comments here. So let me see if I can do this. Let me zoom out this and let me see if I can do this. Right. I want to put the comments here and I want to read through the comments and say hi to the community, answer any questions that you might have. And let me just check something here quick. Yeah, that's still the last comment. And go through some of the alts that you guys would like me to have a look at. And perhaps before we jump in, I just want to share a couple of things with you guys. I've got some very interesting things that I would like to share with you guys. Some of it I've already shared in the community, our Discord community this morning. And yeah, it's when the market gets rangy and it starts getting boring, you will often find me doing some crazy things here on the chart. And there's just a couple of scenarios or things that I would like to show everyone. I often get asked the question, from friends and family specifically, Dewald, should I buy now? Where should I buy Bitcoin? Should I sell now? Is it too late to buy? And these are questions that really get under my skin. And often my default response these days is go check out my YouTube channel. If you want to know more, go check out my YouTube channel because there's nothing that I know that I'm not going to share with my community, which is you guys. So if my family and friends are here, they're joining, they're listening, please, whatever I know, I'm going to share here on my YouTube update. I want to enrich my community and everyone watching here with knowledge to make themselves financially free. Okay. I do not have a secret recipe in my mind that I do not share with my community. So by trying to get information from me personally, it's not going to help. Okay. So please come subscribe, like my content, support the channel because this is where I share the alpha. But if you want the alpha first, you need to go and join our Legends community. The link down in the description, 25% discount. And there's some exciting things coming with the Discord. Don't want to spill the beans yet. Right, let me have a sip of water and then we dive right into some of the comments. Okay. Let's do this quick. Right. Hi, everyone. Dewald, welcome. First comment. Kyle Kahum. Hi, Dewald. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Alan Clark, once again, welcome. I always see you here on the live streams. Thanks for the support. I appreciate you. Looking forward for this live stream. Me too. I'm also looking forward to the live stream. It's Friday. Nice weekend. Perhaps we get some juicy popcorn effects from some of the alts over the weekend. We'll go through a couple of altcoins that I'm looking at. Your mic is on, by the way. Yeah, I've had some issues with my live streams lately where I thought my mic was... So when I listened to my live stream again yesterday, I actually heard that my mic was on. It was just extremely soft. So I ended up repeating myself for nothing because I suppose if you put your phone or your computer, whatever platform you use to watch the streams louder, you would have heard me in any event. But nonetheless, it's working now. I can see my mic levels are good. And you can see, yeah, there's an alarm going off. Theta, what are you doing, baby? Let's see. What is Theta doing? It's just touching the trend over here. Okay, potential trade. But anyways, let's go back into the comments over here. Where did that screen now run to? Okay, did that screen now disappear? Hello? Here we go. Here we go. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Okay, cool. Relaxing tunes, just to let you know. Nizam, I think Nizam, that's how you say it. Hello, sir. Any corrections coming? Yes, we will go through those scenarios now. Also, what I want to do today is I want to take you guys through one of my most bullish Elliott wave scenarios, and I've had it in my bag for some time. I've never shared it with anyone except the Discord community because it had such a low probability of playing out, and there was a couple of mistakes, things that didn't balance from an Elliott wave perspective, and I didn't want to share it. But now with this recent price action where Bitcoin is just breaking all the rules, I want to share that Elliott wave scenario with everyone to show you why I said $112,000 on my thumbnail. Okay, it's not clickbait. I will share with you why I'm saying $112,000. I'm not saying $112,000 tomorrow, but I'm saying it's a possible target for the coming months, even the year. Right, but we can go through that scenario. My most bullish scenario. Okay. Right, Rebellion, hi Devil, what do you think about CBD, Bitcoin dominance? Pumping weekend, we can go have a look at Bitcoin dominance, definitely. Let's do this, drag this out the way. Let's make this bigger. Bitcoin dominance. Okay, right. This is one of my Elliott wave scenarios that's actually worked out pretty well. For those of you that are familiar with Elliott waves, that will make complete sense. And for those of you that are not, please don't be too bothered about Elliott waves because I don't trade Elliott waves. That's not how I make my gains. And yeah, purely from an Elliott wave perspective, I'll get into that now, is we had a wave 1, 2, here at the bottom at 11 September 2022. We made a bottom. We had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we started a bit of a correction, and the corrective structures, Elliott wave theory from an impulse perspective is very simple. That is most probably the most easiest part about Elliott waves to understand, is to say that you have a 5-wave structure to the upside. You have 5 waves inside of each wave, but the corrective structures is what gets really messy because you have ABC corrections, you have WXY corrections, you have ending diagonals, you have flats, you have extending targets, you have ABCDE corrections, and it's the corrective structures that really gets people scratching their heads. Okay, right. So what I'm seeing here from a dominance perspective, you can see I have, to keep it simple, I have a momentum line here going to the upside, okay? So we tapped it, we tapped it, we tapped it, and we broke through, okay? And this looked like it could be an A, B, C correction to the downside. And then it looked like it could have, here on the 12 hour, let me just see if the lines are correct. Yeah. Then it looked like it was forming an ending diagonal to the downside, where you basically have A, B, and you have some A, B, C, D, E, and you finish the C wave here to the downside, and then you find strength back to the upside again. Right, but keeping it simple, without going too complicated, we broke the trend, we broke back in, we made a lower high, okay? And this was quite a bullish sign. Making a lower high means you're changing market structure. And then we came back down and we made 2 lower lows over here compared to this low, okay? To breaking market structure, it looks like Bitcoin dominance is turning around. And then we made another lower high, okay? And I think I called this one in a couple of my live streams and video updates where I said, with this diagonal over here, together with the 786, we are going to get a rejection. Right, we tapped the 786 together with diagonal confluence, and we got a rejection. And I said, this is potentially going to be the move that's going to shoot Ethereum into the sky. And that is exactly what happened. Okay, you only need a move like this to get Ethereum excited and some of the altcoins excited. Right, but now it started looking bullish again. So taking the scribble out the way. Okay, we then broke back into this trend. You see over here, we broke back into trend, but now it looks like we are struggling. We are struggling. So could it be, one scenario is we test this trend, okay, and we make a higher low for then continuation to the upside. Or scenario number 2 is we break back, we find weakness, and we complete the diagonal structure to the downside, which is absolutely going to be insane for altcoins. Right, but for now, we have to acknowledge that we are failing to break through here. So this for now. I mean, anything can happen with price action, but for now, this looks weak. It looks like Bitcoin dominance is struggling to find momentum to the upside. And just this little move down here, this tiny little move, rejection down here, look at what Shiba did, look at what Dogecoin did, look at what Pepe did. You can see it's sending some of the altcoins into the sky at the moment, purely from this little drop over there. So you can imagine if we had to start coming down a little bit more, what that is going to do for alt season. Perhaps we're going to have an alt season, an unforeseen alt season that came much earlier than expected. So it is about observing the price reaction over here. Are we going to bounce, which is then going to put love back into altcoin and makes Bitcoin and make some of the alts bleed, or are we going to find acceptance back inside of this channel? Right. So I hope that answers your questions from a dominance perspective. And maybe to keep it simple, I do see and I appreciate the messages that people are sending me saying that, Dear Wolt, since I've been watching your channel, everything just makes more sense. You have such a beautiful way of explaining it. And I'm so humbly appreciative of those comments. So it is my goal to try and explain everything to everyone so that any person, even starting out in trading, can understand what I mean. And right, the one thing I wanted to add is if you do not know what Bitcoin dominance is, we're talking here about Bitcoin dominance, is that when Bitcoin dominance is going up, it means that money is flowing into Bitcoin. Okay, when when dominance is going down, it means that money is flowing out of Bitcoin into the altcoins. So usually you will see Bitcoin pump and you will see either Bitcoin consolidate and the altcoins having a rampage to the alt side. Then Bitcoin pumps and then the altcoin pumps and so forth and so forth. So what you want to see for a true alt season to kick in is you want to see dominance go down, like go down. Okay. But if you're purely a Bitcoin trader, you want to see dominance go up only, right? Okay, I hope that explains Bitcoin dominance. Everyone comfortable with Bitcoin dominance, but this is basically what I'm seeing over here. Also, what I just finally want to wrap up Bitcoin dominance with is that if you zoom in or zoom out, when in doubt, zoom out. If we do find strength to the upside, just waiting for the chart to load up here. Any day today. Okay. Right. Any day today. Not today. Okay. Doesn't look like it wants to play ball today. Here by the 60% level. Okay. We have massive resistance. Also by this 2618 level that I have over here. So if we do find strength up here and we start breaking back into this trend, I do see a massive rejection in this area. Okay. So if Bitcoin wants to go and break that all-time high and send us to the sky, leaving some of the altcoins behind, I think this will be a big rejection area where we could come tumbling down, creating a massive altcoin season. Okay. Yeah, it's just pity. The rest of the chart doesn't want to load up for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay. Perhaps it's an internet connection issue. I'm not sure. Or too many people are trading, so it puts a lag on TradingView. Right. Let's go through some more comments before I dive into the juicy stuff. One of the other juicy stuffs I wanted to share with everyone is this is my P&L today. As of today, this is my P&L on Mexi. Right, 244% on my portfolio. I don't think it's fair just to share screenshots of a specific trade because you can have a trade of 1,000% theta going off again. And but you don't really know if the person's accumulative P&L is healthy because, what some people do is they only share the winning trades and they don't share the losing trades. And often the losing trades are far bigger than the winning trades. And you think the person is making massive amounts of money and he's not. And the reason I'm sharing my cumulative P&L is to show everyone with simple trading techniques, anyone can make money. If you apply good risk management, you have a plan, you stick to it, and you take profits where you're supposed to take profits. You know why you're entering the trade. You don't get greedy. You don't go all in with your account at 100x leverage. If you apply simple, basic rules, trading can be extremely profitable. Okay. And Hence, also, if you guys would like to trade with me, please come and and go down. That's our Discord community. Go down in the description right now. You'll click on more. Let me zoom in for you guys. Here I've got Mexi, the second link. First link is Bybit. That's where I trade my larger portfolio. Second link is Mexi and BingX. I think you don't need KYC for BingX and Mexi. I'm not sure about BingX, but they haven't asked me for KYC yet, and I've been trading there for quite a while already. But Mexi has the lowest fees. Hence my P&L has been so massive here to the upside, because I feel like when I make $100 profit, I make $100 profit. It's not a situation of on some of the other exchanges, and I won't mention names, you make $100 profit, and when you close the position, you walk away with $70, and you're like, where did the other $30 go? Right. Okay. Sorry, just one moment. My dog decided to chew a bone here right next to me. I just want to shut him up quickly. Let me just do this quickly. Just give me 5 seconds. Right. My dog decided to carry his bone into the house and he's chewing it here right next to me, and it's really distracting. Any event, let's carry on. Right, so come trade with me, sign up to Mexi, go down in the link or the description right now, sign up, come trade with me. Mexi has the lowest fees, and this is my play account. Okay, this is not something that I would do with a larger account, $100,000 or $1 million account. I'm not going to be doubling or tripling my account in a couple of days when I have $1 million account. This is play money, and I'm applying a little bit more risk to it, and I'm having fun trading the altcoins. Okay, cool. Let's dive into what I want to share with you guys. Okay. First thing up is I often get asked the question, and we'll get to the technical analysis now, but I do know that you guys will find this very interesting, and you might have seen it somewhere else as well. I want to talk about moon phases. Okay, this mimics the phases of the moon, a new moon and a full moon. Right. Okay, let's go in there. And this is basically what the indicator looks like. So go to your indicators tab and you can type in full moon and you will find it. Moon phases. Sorry, it's called moon phases. Put that indicator on, and if ever anyone asks you, should I buy Bitcoin? Where should I buy Bitcoin? Where should I sell Bitcoin? You can show them this indicator. Tell them to go download TradingView, also link down in the description, and they can go switch on this indicator, and they'll know exactly where to buy, and especially from a dollar cost average perspective. If you've been using the moon phases indicator from a dollar cost perspective, you would have made significant gains. And I will explain the basics of it now. It sounds a bit witchcrafty. I know it sounds taboo that the markets go up and down based on moon phases. It plays on people's emotions. And maybe, they say women have PMS once a month and men have PMS based on the moon phases. I don't know if that's true, but it certainly does do something to the market. Right, let's go here onto the 4 hour. What I want to show you guys is, let's just look at the recent price action over here. So the rule, the moon phase trading strategy has a 74% accuracy rate. So it's quite effective. No indicator is 100%, but 74% is quite significant. So the rule that you follow is to say that when you have a new moon, which are the blue moons, okay, it usually consolidates price action or it pushes it down. So when you are in a bear market, the new moons takes priority. It will continuously push the price down. When you are in bullish momentum, the new moons will consolidate price, where the full moons will push up price. Very interesting. Okay, and here you can see from the recent price action, and we can go a little bit back. Luckily, this chart is loading up. You can see we have a full moon. It pushes the price up until there. Then you have a new moon. Price consolidates. And like I said to the community, our Discord community this morning as well, this feels like it was the only false signal in this entire structure, is that we ranged, but we pushed up. But then the full moon kicked in and it pushed price up a bit higher. Then the new moon kicked in, we consolidated. The full moon kicked in, it pushed the price up. Okay, so you go on. New moon pushes the price down, it consolidates. Full moon pushes the price up. New moon, you see, and you usually get the biggest dumps when there's a new moon. You get the biggest corrections to the downside when there's a new moon. Okay, look at this massive correction to the downside, massive correction here to the downside. Then the full moon prints and it pushes price up again. Then new moon, you consolidate, right? And then look at what this full moon did. If you followed the strategy from a spot perspective and you bought every time we had a full moon, do you see that every time there's a full moon, price is theoretically at the lowest point in a certain time? So if you have a dollar cost average strategy that you apply every month where you buy a little bit of Bitcoin, you have to apply the strategy. I'm telling you guys now, this is the most profitable dollar cost averaging strategy that I've come across, is that every time there's a full moon, you buy. You do not buy in the middle of the month when nothing makes sense, or when you get your salary or when you get paid, then you buy a little bit of Bitcoin. Yes, it does work, but it's not as effective as buying when it's exactly at the full moon. Because look at, for example, this move that we had over here. If you bought here, where's my pen? You would have had now 27% in the bag, right? 24% in the bag from this full moon over here. So taking this into consideration, and I mean, we can go back to where the bull okay, I don't know if my chart's going to load up. Okay, it is playing ball. Thank God it's playing ball. Right, let me go on to the daily. It's just going to take too long. Okay. If you look here on the daily, and it just looks a little bit squashed here on the daily, you can also see when the bull market started here in 5 Jan 2023, when the bull market started, it started on a full moon. Then you move up, you have a new moon pushing the price down. Full moon, you see, every time we have these impulses to the upside, it starts with a full moon. Okay. Also here, full moon, price up, consolidate. Full moon, price up, consolidate. Full moon, price up. You get the picture. I think you guys get the picture. Please go and download this indicator. I think it is free indicator if you have the first subscription on TradingView. Right, I'm not sure if it's a free indicator if you're using the free version of TradingView. I'm not too sure. But an extremely powerful dollar cost average strategy. Okay. If you are planning to take profits, you can then apply the same strategy to say that I will buy, and this is why this is where they get the 74% accuracy rate from, is to say that if you purely just buy every time from a spot perspective at a full moon and you sell the new moon, you buy the full moon, you sell the new moon, you will be 74% profitable as a trader. Right. The other thing I wanted to also show you guys here is during the bear market, can you then see that the new moon takes the lead? It pushes price down, where the full moon then consolidates price, but the new moon pushes price down. So it then works in reverse. Okay, so please take this indicator and use it to your advantage, is to say the reason, okay, and maybe I gave it away over here. I have this blue line over here because guess what? This is when the new moon will print. Okay, so perhaps when this new moon prints is when we will have the correction. So the one theory I have in mind is to say that, well, regardless of what happens in this space over here, whether we don't claim the high, whether we claim the high, whether we just consolidate over here, when this moon prints, we could see ourselves having a little bit of a correction. And I'm not going to say a deep correction, I'm not going to say a shallow correction, but you should have a correction or a consolidation. But the one thing I am keeping in mind, and this is the second thing I want to discuss with everyone, is to say that, well, where can we possibly correct? Are we just going to shoot through here like the all-time high doesn't even exist? Are we going to get a deeper correction? So the reason I'm also taking you guys through the moon phase theory is to say that, well, potentially, probability, potential, maybe, I think, it could be, this is the words that I use because nothing is for certain in the market, is that when this moon prints, okay, let's say, for example, a scenario plays out where we tap the all-time high and this moon kicks in, we could see ourselves having a correction, right? And now I want to discuss the second scenario with you guys, is to say that let's go into the price of Bitcoin here and discuss a scenario where are we going to correct or are we just going to continue up? So basically 3 main streams I want to discuss with you guys is the moon phases, can we turn around from here, and my most bullish Elliott wave scenario. But before we dive in and continue further, let me say hi to the community. Right, Nizam. Sir, any corrections coming? Yes, I think that is the next topic that I would like to discuss with you guys here. Let me do this. Who else is here? Aditya, welcome. How are you? I'm fantastic. Relaxing tunes from the correction that will probably happen. What altcoins should have a 10x potential after the drop? Okay, so you're basically saying that after we have the potential correction, which altcoins will have that moon to the upside, and I have a high risk portfolio, very high risk portfolio, and then I have my layer 1 portfolio where I have Solana, I have Rune, and perhaps one day what I will do is, and maybe I can even do it next week, I will share with you guys my spot bag. What does Devil have in his spot bag from a high risk perspective and from a low risk perspective? And there's Bitcoin in there, there's Ethereum in there, there's Solana in there, there's Rune in there, I have Sushi in there, I have Doge in there, AVAX, many other coins, and I suppose we'll have to go through that list to see which ones have 10x potential, because there is that possibility that some alts will never see their all-time highs again because the fundamentals broke down, CEO got fired, people are having conflict inside of the company, and people start out businesses with the best of intentions and then shit happens and the companies go down. Shareholders and founders fight amongst themselves. People steal money out of the business. So initially the fundamentals look great, but there's so many things that can go wrong along the way that just sends the whole ship crumbling down. But we'll have to go through that list. Obviously, you have to have good fundamentals. You have to have the right investors supporting the project. And I think some of those could definitely 10x. But you also get those 100x, the meme coins that are absolutely exploding, and you trade those things, but you don't marry those coins. I don't want to say that on air, but you are in and out, right? You in and out. You do your business, you get in, you get out. You're done, right? We'll just leave it at that. What else? Rebelon, about Theta on your one-liner. You made this line on Binance, but from entering point, it looks much better on Mexi. I mean, peaks look like better to understand entering point. Yes, the reason I use Binance for most of my analysis, okay, you'll see ETH is most probably Bybit. I use Bybit on ETH, and Binance. Shiba is Binance. Pepe is Mexi because you have a lot more data on Mexi. Doge is Binance. Sushi is Binance. Theta is Binance. The reason I use Binance is because they are the largest exchange. I won't say they're the largest exchange in the world, but they trade the largest amount of volume on most of the coins. The more volume you have in a coin, like from Binance, the more accurate the data is. Okay, I have often found that when I use Mexi data or when I use a different exchange's data, I get scam wicks that's not supposed to be there, and it stuffs around with your analysis. Okay, so from years of trading and experience, I've just found that if I use Binance charts to do my analysis on, my trading is more successful as well. Okay, because sometimes you find a wick or a scam wick on a different exchange that is that almost tells you that that's a higher high. And meanwhile, for example, on some exchanges, I'm not saying this is what happened, but in some exchanges, you'll see a wick like this. Okay. Now you're like, you want to draw your trend line, but now this wick is in the way. Now you're like, okay, what is this now? A diamond pattern? Are we forming a diamond pattern over here? You see how some of the exchanges can confuse your trading, and that is just personal preference. I like to use Binance for most of the coins that do have it available on Binance, because high volume equals more reliable data. Okay, I also use my Bitcoin on Binance to analyze on, because if I use Mexi, and me and my brother also had a conversation the other day, and he showed me his Mexi charts, and I was just like, your analysis looks different from mine. His point of controls were at different places. His value area lows, his value area highs were at different places. He missed some of the trades, and the reason he missed some of the trades is because he thought we got acceptance. We broke a level. Meantime, we got acceptance at the level. So, it gets really confusing, but to nip it in the bud and just to keep this short, that's the reason I use Binance. They have the highest amount of volume, and I trust it more. The more volume they trade on a specific coin, the more I trust them from an analysis perspective. Right. And we can go through Theta just now. What kind of dog do you have? A Jack Russell. I have a Jackie. Love Jack Russells. And he is 13 years old now, so I can see he's starting to struggle. He struggles to stand up. He falls over the steps. So I'm just pampering him and making him enjoy his old age. Right. What else? Yes, it's a free indicator. Cool, nice. So please go and use that moon phases indicator. I hope you find it interesting, and I hope it adds value to your life, and the way that I've explained it, it makes sense. Okay, cool. Let's get into some more technical analysis over here. That is why you guys are here. You guys are here to make money. You guys are here to see where can we go. Let's analyze the charts here together. Okay. Let's take some stock. If you take a fib from the top to the bottom, okay, we are at the 0.88. And often I like to put in the lines because the fib makes the chart messy. Okay, so now I can take the fib out. Right. So we know we got a 786, we've got a 0.88, and we have the all-time high. Oh, yes. That's why I need to do this. Let me not make the same mistake as yesterday. Okay, cool. Right, so just again, repeat. Take a fib from the bottom, from the top to the high, and you'll see we have a 0.88 and we have a 0.786. And the all-time high that I've marked out here. And I put a little alarm because I want to know when we're going to smash those all-time highs. Okay, cool. So the one thing we have to acknowledge is when we tap the 382, we had a consolidation. When we tap the 50%, massive consolidation. We tapped the 60%, we came back down. Right. We literally smashed through the 786 like it wasn't even there, like it didn't exist. Massive consolidation area over here. But now what I do like, and this perhaps supports my new Elliott wave scenario, is this high volume kicking in here. Right. And you'll see now why that volume is so significant in a moment. Okay, the one thing I just want to take everyone through is that there are three scenarios that can play out here. From a Fibonacci perspective, and people that are Fibonacci traders, you get people that only trade the Fibonacci on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, daily. It's just Fibonacci everywhere, right? They only trade Fibonacci, the retracements, the acceptance above the 618, the acceptance below the 618. And I've seen these Fibonacci traders in action, and it's quite interesting to see. Let me leave that in. So from a Fibonacci perspective, and it doesn't have a high probability of playing out, but it has a high-ish probability of playing out, is that when you have a fib, okay, and you tap the 0.88, specifically the 0.88, and you fail to get acceptance back above that level, price action is slowing down, you're not going to take this level as yet, and you start getting a correction, the probabilities increase that you will tap the 618 and then get continuation to the upside to come and take the low. Okay, this scenario, even on the 1 minute time frame, plays out quite often. I think it has like a 6-to-4 ratio. So it's not a high probable, but it is higher than normal. Okay, it's not 50-50. It's like 60-40, 65-35. Okay, is to say that if you do not find acceptance and strength to break through the 0.88, a highly likable or highly likely scenario that will play out is you come back down, you find strength, you build up another spring, like what happened over here. You build up a spring, you build up a spring. Okay, it's almost like you dive out, the price comes back down to grab its breath, you know. It catches its breath, it finds the strength and the motivation and the bullishness and people buying in, and then it breaks the high. Okay, so that is one scenario that I'm looking as that if we do find a rejection here, I'm looking at the 0.618 as a load-up zone, which has perfect confluence with these highs that we've made over here and the 618, if we do not find strength to break up here. Okay, does that make sense? Cool. Right. Let me take this out. So that is scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is that we do find strength to break through. Okay, we come and tap the all-time high. And this is now also a game of probabilities. From a probability perspective, it is unlikely, or it's more likely, that you will not pierce the level successfully the first time. You might get price action shooting through, but then falling back down. Okay. And that is what we call a SFP. You SFP from the highs, and we don't know how high this wick can go before it turns around and it falls down. Okay. And then perhaps we'll just have to calculate then, okay, we have support over here. We also have support over here, and we have support over in this area. So if we fail to break through and we get acceptance back below the all-time high, that will be a short ticket for me, is to say that, well, we don't know how deep this correction is going to go because there's a high probable chance that you do not break the all-time highs on the first attempt with one straight candle. Okay, usually, and it's all a game of probabilities, I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen, but usually what happens is you break through, it loses steam, you know, it's like a rocket that runs out of gas and it falls over and it bounces somewhere, builds up the spring, and then on the second attempt it tries to break through again. Okay, so that is scenario number 2 that I'm watching, is to say that there's a low probability that you just do this and you don't stop, and it just continues and it continues and it continues and it continues. But the market is here to surprise us, and it's definitely something that can happen. For the last scenario to play out, it is what I've just mentioned, is that you want to see insane volume starting to build up here. You want to see the green volume starting to increase, You want to see not this, you want to see volume starting to do this. Then there's a possibility that you break through, you come back for a retest above these highs. Okay, you find strength above these highs, you consolidate above, and then you take off to the sky. Okay, so you break through with the gas that you have, you bounce back, you find you catch your breath, you build up the spring, and then you find continuation to the upside. Okay, so from the 3 scenarios that I've just shared, the first 2 for now has the highest probability. Okay. Right, hope that makes sense. This is kind of what I'm looking at right now. For now, we have to acknowledge that we have high green volume kicking in, and what I would like to share with everyone right now is to say that, well, then when you take this blue line that I have here into consideration, considering how close it is here to the top, perhaps, maybe, this will be that new moon that's going to print over here that is going to give us a little bit more of a healthier correction for us to go and load up more aggressively on our spot bags. Okay, because I would love to see a scenario whether we break the high or fall down from here as soon as that new moon prints in. And let's say, for example, this scenario plays out and we start tumbling down from here, and there's a full moon that prints over here. Boy, oh boy, you want to be in that trade, okay? Because that then says the momentum is still to the upside. You have a trend that still connects the lows, it still connects the lows, and you have fireworks to the upside. Okay, so you guys see how everything now is coming together, keeping the moon phases in mind, seeing where we are with price action. When is the new moon going to print? When is the new full moon going to print? Okay, so just bringing that all together from a spot bag perspective. This is not leverage trades. Okay, the movements are too big for leverage trades positions. Right, I hope that makes sense. Let's go through some of the comments. Devil screen, yes, you guys can see my screen. Right, almost did the whole explanation without showing you guys my screen again. Let me do this. Okay. Right. Screen, show screen. Yes, I showed my screen. Revlon. You just draw gigantic cup and handle pattern scenario. Interesting. Where is top? Yes. Definitely a possibility for a cup and handle situation here as well. Beautiful. I also watched this to say, but you know, we don't know if it's going to play out. You have a beautiful cup. You form the handle to the downside. There's a nice little full moon that prints over here somewhere, or perhaps there's another full moon, a bare moon, and then another full moon. But you're keeping, keep your momentum line here to the upside. Keep your Fibonacci levels handy for then the handle, and then massive momentum here to the upside. And I mean, let's, for shits and giggles, let's go work this out. I just want to see from the top, from the neckline to the bottom, where does that take us? $122,000. Very close to my $112 prediction. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Definitely a scenario that can play out. Very interesting indeed. Okay. Right. Before I jump into my Elliott wave scenario, let's go through some more comments. And what did I do with the comments now? Pushed it here to the side. Let me just take this out the way. Do this. Grab my screen here again. Let's do this. Right. Yeah, Rebellion, that is quite a nice spot over there. Very interesting indeed. Beautiful cup and handle forming over here. I need some cheaper BTC, so please dump it. Yes. We all need some. We were in such a massive bear market, and it was so painful. And now that we have, this massive bullish momentum here to the upside, you just like, I should have bought more. I should have sold my house. I should have bought a tent and, I should have bought over here. So always regret, is when a trade goes against you, shit, I bought too much. And when a trade goes in your favor, shit, I bought too little. It's always that emotional game that plays on you. Right. Okay. If it breaks the support, then what will happen like 2023? If it breaks the support, what support? I'm not sure I understand which support you mean. Okay. Are you saying that support to the downside, that we fall further? Just want to see 2023. If we break the support. Okay. Maybe you can just ask your question again so that I have a clearer understanding of exactly what you mean. Right. Why you think that leverage trade on long distance is bad? Because I suppose if you have a clear invalidation, okay, it is not bad. If you're and that goes hand in hand with swing trading. So if you're a swing trader and you use 2x or 3x leverage, and typically that is the leverage that swing traders use. They use between 2 and 5x leverage maximum. Okay, swing traders don't use 10x leverage and 20x leverage. That's day traders, scalping. You go 50x leverage if you're a scalper and you're playing $50 or $100 moves. You use 3x leverage or 2x leverage when you're a swing trader. So from a swing trading perspective, yes, you can apply 2 or 3x leverage, but you still have clear invalidations. You get stopped out before you get liquidated, and obviously you keep your trades in for a hell of a longer time as well. from a dollar cost average perspective, and this is what I call my spot bag, the money that I buy every time we have a dip. When we have a dip, I buy. When we have a dip, I buy. When we were here, I bought. When there's fear, every time that fear and greed indicator goes into the red, Devil is there with his cash buying a little bit more of his favorite altcoins and Bitcoin together with the moon phases. Right, when there's a dip, I buy a little bit more. Okay. On that account, I do not apply leverage. Also, there's cost involved with keeping a leverage account open where you don't have those costs on spot, and there's the benefit of you do not get liquidated. Right, if price moves against you in a significant way. Right. So, but each to their own, and if you found a successful trading strategy that works for you and it makes you profit, stick to it. If you have a plan, you apply good risk management, you don't burn out your accounts, you are in the profit, then by all means, stick to your trading strategy. Right. Okay. Cool. I really like this cup and handle scenario over here. Okay. Any event. October, when Elon sells his Bitcoin. Right. Okay. Let's go through my Elliott wave scenario. We can take this out the way and hide some of these levels. Right. Okay. Cool. This Elliott wave scenario I have purposefully not shared with anyone because it had such a low probability of playing out. And I always have, I think any Elliott wave counter has a high probable one, they have a medium probable count, they have a very low probable count, and then they have a bullish count, they have a bearish count. And the reason I haven't shared this bullish count yet, and I've had it for some time, and the legends in the Discord community knows because I've shared this count with them last week already, I think, and is because the probabilities of it playing out was so low because there was a couple of things wrong with it. But nonetheless, it does now look like the lowest probable count is now the primary count at the moment. It changed gears because all the more probable counts that I had in mind has now been invalidated. Okay, I mean, yeah, we just smashed through those targets. We smashed through maximum fifth wave targets, and those Elliott wave counts are now invalidated. So I still have a bearish count as well. We could still turn around here, but I'm not going to share that count today, and perhaps I'll do it in another live stream because it takes too long to go through one Elliott wave count. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you my bullish Elliott wave count. And this is not to say that it's going to play out. Okay, I do have a bearish count as well. So I don't want people saying that you said we're going to $112,000 and we went back to $27,000. Okay, I just want to stress I will still share my bearish Elliott wave count here with you guys as well. But from a time perspective, I don't have time today to go through both counts. Right. But let's go through the most exciting count, my bullish count. Looks something like this. Okay, and I'll have to zoom in a little bit here, or zoom out. And I know it looks messy, but I am going to take you guys through it step by step. Okay, cool. Bullish will play, sir. Yes. And the reason this is now my primary count is because of the ETFs. It's because I've never, since I've been trading Bitcoin since 2017, seen the supply of Bitcoin being diminished the way that it's being diminished. And what happens when there's no supply? The price has to go up. If there's no supply, price has to go up. There's no other way. There's no other place for price to go if there's no more supply. Okay, and because of the ETFs that's been launched, yes, we had that massive dump, buy the rumor, sell the news, and everyone thought, okay, now it's tickets, we're going back here to $30,000. Okay, and then the marketing started kicking in. This is literally what happened over here, is that ETFs got launched, but no one was buying yet because it just got launched. It's like starting a new business. You put a little hot dog stand on the corner of the street. The first day, you're most probably going to sell 2 hot dogs. Okay. The second day, you're going to sell 10 hot dogs. Maybe here after a month or 2, you're going to start selling 100 hot dogs or 200 hot dogs a day. So people have to also acknowledge that once the ETFs got launched and the marketing started kicking in, That was the dump. The marketing started kicking in. People got awareness. I saw the ads running on news and on radio and on social media. Then people, hey, hang on, I want some BTC as part of my portfolio. And then this started happening. And then, look at the impulses when the marketing started kicking in. Google allowed now crypto advertising on their platform, which they've never allowed in the past. BlackRock, ARK Investment. And you can see that there's now a frenzy. It's like everyone from an ETF perspective that bought over here is now in massive profits. And what do? They do what we all do. Hey, mom, dad, oh my God, I'm up 40, how much is this percentage over here? Right. I am up 57% on Bitcoin. My Tesla stocks or my Microsoft stock or my Facebook stocks are standing still or it's going down, but Bitcoin is pumping. You guys need to get in on the action. So now it's, what do they say? It's word of mouth. That's now also pushing up the price, and I've just never seen the supply being this low. Which brings me to the scenario. And let me perhaps clean it up a little bit, because these fibs I just used to work out the targets. Okay. So what I want to highlight over here, and this is my most bullish scenario. Okay. These levels that I have over here, okay, are calculated based on fib extensions. So I didn't just draw a line to say that this is more or less how the Elliott wave will look. Okay, this is according to structures calculated where wave 4 can go, where wave 3 can go, where this wave 3 can go, and 4. But the ultimate target that I see for this wave to complete here to the upside is $112,000. Okay. But then I want to add, it can go a little bit higher than this. This is the most conservative bullish scenario that I have. Okay, and I'll explain why. For those of you that are new to Elliott wave theory, and for those of you that's been following me for a long time, you know that I do not make money from an Elliott wave perspective. I make money from my simple one-line trading perspective with this momentum here to the upside. I'm not sure if I deleted that screenshot. Anyways, I've made over 200% something, 200% on my portfolio on Mexi. Also the link down in the description if you'd like to come and trade with me. Sign up for the lowest fees where I've made absolute insane gains on my Mexi portfolio. Absolutely insane with this momentum here to the upside. Okay, cool. Let's get back into it. Right. So each wave, basic Elliott wave theory, an impulse has 5 waves to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each wave has 5 waves inside of it, and each wave here has 5 waves inside of it. So you have to start diving into the 1 minute to start counting the microwaves inside each wave, and so it expands and it expands and it goes onto a weekly time frame, a monthly time frame. So you can go infinite with Elliott wave scenarios where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 waves inside of each wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then also inside of this first wave, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And also inside of that tiny little wave, 1 over there, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess you guys get the picture. Right. Okay. Then inside this third wave, so this is now the new prediction, and is to say that we are now potentially in a third wave here to the upside, which is generally considered the most impulsive wave from an Elliott wave perspective. It is also the most fun wave to trade because your patterns like your bull flags and your volume strategy, they work out beautifully in a third wave. Okay, I also change trading strategies depending on which wave we are inside an Elliott wave. Right. But nevertheless, so what I've counted over here is to say, and I want to take some of these small accounts just out for now, so it's not so confusing. Okay, let me take some of these accounts out here. This little end that we made over here was the beginning of number 2 and the end of C. So C actually goes there. And then we started this entire movement here to the upside. Okay, let me start zooming in here so everyone can see clearly. Okay, this entire movement here to the upside is a wave 1. Okay, this correction is now a wave 2. Okay, so we are now, and this is why this wave is so impulsive. When you are inside the third wave of the third bigger wave, you start seeing this. This is what gave me the clue to say that, hang on, let me share this Elliott wave scenario. I'm now seeing massive green volume kicking in. And last week we were over here somewhere when I shared it even with the Legends community. I was like, how can we be inside a third wave but volume is doing this? It doesn't make sense. And this is why this Elliott wave scenario is not on the table for me yet. But when this volume started kicking in, it could now start doing this, which now supports. Let me take the scribble out here. Okay, which now supports that we are now inside a third wave of a bigger third wave. And this can get really, really, really explosive. Okay, so remember those scenarios that I showed you on a daily time frame, tapping the all-time high, perhaps going down to the 0.618, like, you know, it could not even happen. It might not even happen. It could be that we go up here in a straight candle, we hit $78,000, and then we find a correction to the downside to come and complete the fourth wave. Right. Then you go and complete the fifth wave here to the upside, completing number 3 and the fifth wave inside of this structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Then you get another deeper correction here to the downside, where you now complete the fourth wave of the third wave, which can take you down all the way to $57,000. So can you see that you can start forming a range here by the all-time highs? So between $94,000 and $57,000, you can start forming a range inside of this area, and then you can have a volume, you know, a fixed range profile inside of there. Fixed range profile, you will drag it, you get a point of control like we had over here with the bull market. You'll start forming a range like this. Okay. And then ultimately, when you start then hitting here the wave 4, $57,000, we will go up for the final leg to $112,000, give or take. It's not exact targets, it's more or less. Okay. And what I'm sharing with you guys over here is a bullish case scenario, but it is the most conservative bullish case scenario that I have. And the reason I say that, okay, this is the biggest reason I say that. For those of you that's been following me for a while from an Elliott wave perspective, will know that to work out your third wave target, you take your Elliott, your fib extension from the bottom of 1 to the top of 1 to the bottom of 2, and you drag it across, okay, like such. Right. This third wave has a usually has a common target of the 1.618, which we smashed through. We tapped it and we smashed through. So that is a common third wave target over here. So that, and this is what we thought from the other Elliott waves that had higher probabilities. We thought we hit the third wave over here already, and we were going to make a fourth wave, a final fifth wave, and then we're going to start correcting up until these highs over here. That was the scenario we were looking at. You complete number 3, you then complete number 5, and we make a deeper correction, and then the bull market starts. And then Bitcoin surprised us and it said, stuff this scenario, I want to go up. Okay, cool. Right. Okay. So now we are, guess where we got rejected? Can anyone guess where we got rejected? The third wave loves 618 targets. So we smashed through the 1.618 and we exactly tapped it to perfection, the 2.618. Also a third wave target. So there is a possibility that this can be the end of, oops, let me just undo this. Right, it doesn't want to drag it properly. Let's do this. Okay, so there is a possibility, let me do this, that this is the end of 3. We then form a 4, right? And this 5 comes over here. You see how everything then comes down. That's why I'm saying nothing is guaranteed. You do not know when the third wave stops until it has a larger consolidation. Then you know you are inside the fourth wave. The consolidations has been too small to call it a fourth wave. Fourth wave consolidations are generally very large. You want to see that. You want to see a consolidation that lasts months and months and months. Look at that consolidation over there. The second wave. From the top of 1 to the bottom of 2. That was a massive consolidation. Okay, that is when you know you are starting to build a fourth wave. This is too impulsive to the upside. Okay, so we have to acknowledge that we can turn around from where we are right now, which then brings all the targets down. But also from a more bullish perspective, it means that we can also go to the 3618. We can also go to the 4618 and to the 5618. Okay. Then only have the correction and then build the fifth wave to the upside. So nothing is cast in stone. We have to observe price reaction as we hit each level and then build an Elliott case scenario around where we get a reaction from a level. So at the moment, we do not know where the third wave is going to end. Right. The other thing I want to point out that gives me a higher probability, let me just take this out, that the third wave could perhaps go a little bit higher. Where did I have the third wave? I think I had the third wave over here. Okay, cool. There was another scenario that I painted out. Let me see if it's this one. Because now I deleted all my fib extensions. Oops, no, it's not that one. Fib extension, grab the fib extension. If you take this wave 1 to wave 2, okay, this is why I think we can definitely go higher. This increases the probabilities of us going higher, okay? So I've created a little bit of, we can turn around here and complete wave 3 over here. But what gives me confidence that we can hit a minimum target of even $80,000 for this third wave over here, okay? And perhaps 3 moves over there, this 3 moves over here, this 5 moves over there. The reason I think this could be a minimum target over here is because then when I measure this wave 1, 2, and I take a fib extension, this third wave has a common target of the 1.618. Okay, let me take this out. You see, so I've measured this wave 1, right, which gave me a target, which I've just shared with you guys. Now I'm measuring inside of this wave, what target does this third wave have over here? So a fib from the bottom to the top to the bottom then gives me the 1.618 at $87,000. $87,149. Okay, so this target for me is more probable at the moment, where you could see then a correction. It's also easy to work out the correction. Let me just take all the brushes out here. I hope everyone is following me. I hope everyone is following me. I know Elliott wave theory gets very confusing. Not a lot of people understand it. But what makes Elliott wave theory so exciting is when people see these lines and they can see where the price can still potentially go. That gets them excited. That gets them excited. And that gets me excited as well, is to say that we can still get here to $82,000 or $78,000, $91,000, $112,000, but it's not going to happen in one day. It's not going to happen next week. It's not even going to happen next month. It's going to take time because, I mean, just the way that I have it drawn over here, you can see here it's April 2025 for this entire scenario to play out. 2025. Okay, and it can take longer, and the waves can still go higher because now this is where it becomes silly bullish, is to say, let me just take this price target, try and move this bloody price target over here. Okay. This 1.618 is a common third wave target, but what if this third wave decides, I want to go to the 2618, I want to go to the 3618. Okay, you see how bullish it becomes. If this third wave moves up here, then everything else moves up. Okay, fifth wave then goes over there. This third wave moves up. The correction moves up, and this fifth wave goes much higher. So I'm not saying $112,000 is the maximum target. I'm saying that is my conservative target. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And I think I'm going to leave it right here because it gets really messy and confusing, and I'm really trying to explain it as best as I can. Please let me know in the comments if you guys understand and if you are following me. But we will keep on tracking this momentum here to the upside, and I will keep on updating this Elliott wave scenario. And during one of my next streams next week, I will share with you guys the bearish case Elliott wave scenario as well. Okay, cool. Let's go through some comments. Right. Bearish will play, sir. Okay. Bearish will play. my heart says. Well, I think we all want the bearish case to play out so we can buy more Bitcoin, right? We want to buy more Bitcoin. Andy Bitcoin Census sent me here. Hi, Mark Dutch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mark, for those of you that don't know Mark, and I'm sure there's many people here that know Mark Dutch, is that he is most probably one of the best moderators that I have ever seen. I see him on a lot of channels. He does moderator work the best way that I've ever seen anyone be a moderator. I think Mark needs to host how to be a moderator classes. Okay. Mark Dutch, welcome to the show. Great to have you here. And third wave is in, baby. You also think third wave is in. We'll just have to observe price reaction and see what happens over there. Okay. One thing I want to highlight here as well is I'm going to have to go and undo all this crap that I did over here just to get the levels to where they're supposed to be, but I will redo this whole scenario, is to say that you guys must remember, it's not to say that this Elliott wave scenario cannot play out when we have little corrections like this, and then we move up again, and then we have a correction to the downside. Often when you have little corrections like this, people are like, yeah, the third wave is in. We're now going to the fourth wave and we're going down from here. These corrections are tiny in comparison to the bigger market structure that is building up here. Okay, look at these small little corrections that's just pushing up the whole time. And perhaps you get a deeper correction, but it pushes aggressively the whole time. You want to see a consolidation like this to confirm that you are getting a bigger fourth wave as a correction. Okay. Right, so price could literally push, consolidate, and it just smashes through each 618 level like it's a knife through hot butter. Okay, and I'm sure everyone has seen the gold price where when gold ETFs got launched, it just looked like a parabolic move to the upside with no end in sight. Small little corrections to the downside, and perhaps this is now what's happening on Bitcoin. Right, I know that there are people calling for $400,000, $1 million Bitcoin. For now, in the short term, I don't see that happening. I'm trying to keep my, a level head and say that, well, from a respectable, conservative perspective, I'm expecting at least $112,000 Bitcoin. And I saw that some people made comments to say that, is that it? Is $112 your maximum target? No, I'm saying it's a conservative target. Right, but it's a bullish target nonetheless. Okay, we'll just have to see how this third wave here is going to play out and how many levels we're going to smash before we start making a deeper correction. Long consolidation. Right, I think that is all I wanted to take you guys through some trades. So let's quickly jump through the trades here as well. ETH, not doing much today. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Shiba Inu trade. Right, you can see risk to reward, absolutely 9.4 risk to reward trade. Simple one-line trend strategy. Go down in my video section. You will see there's a video called Easiest Trading Strategy. And this is exactly what I applied over here. You break the trend, you enter the trade, you take profits. Grab my pen. TP1. Right? TP1 and TP2. And we've hit both. TP1, TP2 successfully hit. Nice trades in the bag. Pepe, I called this. Oh my God. Legends, legends, legends. I hope for the guys. I just want to show this. Where is my Discord page over here? You guys will see here inside the alt section. I said, guys. I already played the breakout. Here on Pepe, and I said, watch this trend. If this trend breaks, Papa, we are going into the moon. Played the breakout on Pepe. Still a chance to get in on the break of the second trend. And then what happened? Boom. We broke it. Okay. Then I posted again. Good risk management. Remember to take profits at the previous highs, 13% moves, please. Then I highlighted another trade. Keep an eye on Theta. It looks like it's kissing the trend line. It looks like it wants to break out. Let's see what happens. Okay. Then this was my play on Pepe, where basically what I'm showing you guys over here, right, is we broke out. I entered my trade. I took profits here by TP1. You can see TP1. Always look to the left to see where there's a pivot. That's your TP1, that's your TP2, and you leave some of your position open for higher levels to come. Absolutely exploding here into the air. Doge, the exact same thing. I played the Doge trade here as well. Let me just take some of these levels out. I have been crazy drawing levels and trying to figure out where this price action can go. And take this out. Okay, cool. So I played the breakout over here. I actually played the retest. You can see I entered exactly here at the retest. I put my stop below the lows, and currently I am in 7% profits times the leverage that I used on that trade. So beautiful trade here on Doge to the upside. And I mean, if it's going to catch up to Shiba Inu, that is just absolutely already took the highs over here. I'm expecting for Bitcoin to at least come and take this high over here, right? And then leaving some of the position open for higher levels. But definitely you have to take profits on the way up. Right, what else? Sushi. Yes, it's just been consolidating. It does look like we broke the trend, but I'm not seeing that explosive move here to the upside just as yet. So quite a boring trade. I am inside the sushi trade, but a real boring trade here at the moment. Nonetheless, Theta, what is happening with Theta? Okay, so this was the trade that I was planning to take, or I did take, and I think I most probably got stopped out. Yes, I got stopped out. Nevertheless, still in good profits. That's, you know, you don't win all of them. The plan here was you're kissing the trend. I entered, I put my stop below the lows, and literally got wicked out there. Literally got wicked out, and still keeping an eye on Theta. But it looks like it's meme coin season. It really looks like it's meme coin season. So you want to keep an eye on Doge, Pepe, and Shiba Inu. And the reason I say it's so powerful is that when you go to coins that are ripping and that has the attention at the moment, you go onto smaller time frames and you play the breakouts. Look, here's another breakout. You miss the trade, you wait. You play the breakout. You miss the trade, you wait. You play the breakout. Okay. Now you wait for another consolidation to form. You don't just buy and FOMO in. How do you apply risk management? Wait for consolidation. Perhaps you build another trend. You know where to put your stop loss, and you have the breakout to the upside. You take profits by TP1. You leave some of the position open. Risk to reward. Make sure that you use your risk to reward tool. Make sure that the trend makes sense. Okay. You don't have to FOMO into trades. Like seriously, you don't have to FOMO. And that's why I like to go to the coins that are popping at the moment, that's showing strength, because I zoom into the smaller time frames and I'm like, okay, is there another breakout that I can play here to the upside? Because looking at Doge over here, so let's just look at Doge over here. Okay, I've made significant gains with this little trade, but when I go onto the 4 hour and people look at this chart, they're like, there's no ways I'm foaming into this chart. Look at what it's did. You know, it looks like one straight candle here to the upside, and it looks like it wants to turn around. And I said, no, hang on. I want to go to the coins that are showing strength at the moment. And I zoom into smaller time frames. I can apply my one-line trend strategy and I can still make gains. You want to be where the bees are. Okay, you want to go make money where the bees are. People are here at the moment. It's meme coin season, which also is perhaps a clue, you know. And I'm sure a lot of you will remember as well, when the meme coins starts to run, specifically Shiba Inu, Pepe, Doge, it could signal that a local top for Bitcoin is very close. Just saying. Okay, I've seen it many times where Shiba, Pepe, and Doge run, and then Bitcoin has a nice, decent, healthy correction to the downside. Okay, so those are basically the trades. What other trade did I took a STG trade. I asked the community in the Discord the other day, you know, please give me some fundamentals about this chart. But nevertheless, regardless of the fundamentals, I don't have to like the fundamentals of a coin to do a day trade on it. If the chart looks juicy, I will trade it. Okay, we had a breakout. I played the breakout. This was my trade. Okay. I'm still expecting a little bit higher. That was my ultimate TP2. My TP1 was here by the highs. That was my TP1. Where we are actually at now at the moment. That was my TP1. I entered the trade at the breakout and I put my stop. If you zoom into smaller time frames, you'll see that I put my stop here somewhere below those little wicks over there. But anyways, I'm now on break even. I moved my stop to break even. So this is a free trade for me at the moment. I would like to see us still come and claim at least the 1.618, and then I'll decide whether I want to leave some of the position open or whether I'm going to exit my full position over here, but also making some nice gains over here. Right, that is basically it from my side today. Please smash up the like if you like what I've explained to you guys today. If you enjoyed the Elliott wave scenarios, if you guys enjoyed the moon phases, please let me know if you enjoyed it. And please have a super awesome weekend. Take a break from the charts if you can. You know, some people asked me the other day, why do I have bloodshot eyes in some of my videos? It's because I've been trading like a mother trucker. Okay, I have been trading aggressively. You have to take advantage of the market when it gives you the price action that makes it easy to trade. So I have been trading a lot, right? And I am planning to take a little bit of a break over the weekend. Just, you know, get away from the charts, catch some fresh air, take your dog for a walk, spend some time with the family, and enjoy the weekend. Thanks for joining. Smash up the like. Until the next one, cheers for now.